These niggas be claiming they real. Most of these niggas are not. See, I'm from the land of the trill.
Wanna focus? We're good. KO Artist Sports here with Shawn Showtime Porter. Finally got announced, man. You finally got a date. Finally ready to go. How do you feel against Keith Thurman?
Man, that's it. Just everything is being finalized and it's moving in the right direction. And my team, we stay moving in the right direction. That's it, man. We're just training hard and we'll be ready.
Obviously, you've been training already, even though the fight hadn't been announced yet. How many weeks have you put in already? How long is your whole camp going to be in? Because it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you could say we've been in pre-camp for about 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. And, you know, we work hard, but we have some fun in the meantime. And now it's time to just really put in the work, keep the weight moving down. Stay focused, everything that it takes to be ready for a world championship fight. That's what we're doing now.
Your last fight was against Adrian Broner. Where does Keith Thurman rank as far as the opponents that you faced to this point?
He's the top. He's at the top. He has the belt, WBA, and I'm looking forward to taking that.
How are you going to take the belt?
Everything, boxing, punching, cutting him off, counter punching, just being sharp for 12 rounds, man. Being sharp for 12 rounds.
And do you think your inside game, is that like maybe an advantage for you? Because he doesn't seem to fight a whole lot on the inside, but you're comfortable in there.
Gotta work for 3 minutes of every round. I think that is what separates me from most fighters, is as I have the ability to work hard and push guys' heart, push their stamina and their endurance, and take them into the deep water. So that's a part of the game plan as well, is getting to his body and trying to slow him down and take some of the pop off of his shots.
For your fans that follow you, they know that you do to the movies and you say Showtime, you do your thing. What did you think about the last Star Wars movie?
I did not see the last Star Wars movie. We were talking about it actually when we landed, and I said I wanted to see it. My dad says, man, I ain't never seen one of them. I said I haven't either. He asked me if I was going to see it. I said I feel like I need to. So yeah, that's on the list.
Well, hopefully we can't wait for you to put on the show for us all March 12th, and best of luck, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay? So there's no weaknesses that we're going to be able to expose to you just by us talking about it. Weaknesses have to be found out. Those questions be found out on fight night. We ask the questions, he have to come back with the answer. He got questions for us, we have to come back with the answer. You know what I mean? Now you can look at some of his previous fights. Hell, you can look at Shawn's and say, oh, Shawn's weak. I can catch him with the left hook. Bring that left hook, baby. Bring that left hook. Because when you bring that left hook, you're going to get something in return. That's what we're looking forward to. So we're not looking at any weaknesses. We're looking at all the positives and all the things that he does right, and we're going to prepare for all those things.
Kenny, what was your record when you trained them? Did you all wins?
Huh?
When you trained Keith Thurman, was it a series?
Wait, don't get this misconstrued or misunderstood. I didn't. Yes, I worked the corner.
That's what I mean.
Okay? We were. He lost.
That's not what you said.
He lost. I worked the corner. He won one, and it was in the tournament to make the Pan Am team. And he won one, and he lost the championship to Demetrius. Yeah.
Is there any truth to, you mentioned his fight with Demetrius Andrade, is there any truth to, there's rumors back in the amateurs where he caught a couple shots and he was rocked really, really bad, so there's a couple rumors out there that maybe his chin isn't quite as solid as some people may think. Do you remember anything?
You know what? There's you know, I remember Keith in the amateurs being a really good, tough fighter, you know, and you know, these are just, you know, observations that I'm making off of my memory, but you know, Demetrius was that much better than everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when Shawn fought Demetrius for the finals and the championship to be U.S. champion, when Shawn fought him, you know, I was getting on Shawn in the corner saying, why are you fighting him like that? And when it was over, I said, why did you do that? You didn't listen to me. He said, I want to prove to everybody that I could outbox him. He didn't punch Demetrius that night. He didn't try to take Demetrius out that night. He didn't try to hurt Demetrius. He proved to himself and everybody else that was there that he could box Demetrius and outbox him. Something a lot of people don't know, the ability that he has to box. You know what I mean? So we fully expect Demetrius to come in here and work with Shawn for this fight. Along with some other great fighters that we reached out to already, you know, some some other undefeated fighters. Brad Solomon. Right now we're working with Brandon Adams.
Okay.
They've had some good work sessions already. So, we're going to bring in some tough guys. We're going to really, put everybody in a position where they can help Shawn to be successful.
How satisfied are you with the location of the fight?
You know what?
I'm
not
not
satisfied.
satisfied.
We're not satisfied, but we're never satisfied with anything. So what the hell? We can fight in the Walmart parking lot. It don't matter, But no, it deserved to be in an MGM Grand or
Madison.
here in LA or New York Barclays Center. It deserves something big like that. But we're gonna make it bigger and better on the next one. We'll take care of this business on March the 12th. And then we'll be able to say, no, we want to go to a bigger venue on the next one.
Do you guys feel like you get the credit that you deserve?
You know what? We don't even concern ourselves with that. Honestly, we don't. We don't concern ourselves with that. That's not something that we're thinking about, whether or not we get credit. The only thing, and it's very hard for people that watch this on TV to really understand this, but when they get up every day and go punch their clock at work and put 8 hours in and do that all week long for 40 hours or do overtime, and then they go home and take care of their families, and they sit down and turn on the TV, they look at this as entertainment. This is our job. So we're actually working like they would work a 40-hour week, and then we try to put food on the table for our family. So they don't look at this as a job. This is our job. We don't need extra credit, or stars behind our name or anything like that. But you set goals for yourself. The goal is Keith Thurman. The goal is not even the belt that he's holding on to. The goal is to beat the man. That's what we want. We want that to be part of what makes him great. And that's what he wants, to become great.
You talk about credit. I feel blessed. I think if I didn't feel blessed, if I knew I wasn't blessed, maybe in my heart or my mind I might feel like there's a problem. I say the same thing, man. As long as I'm blessed, my family and my friends are taken care of, everything else will come, That's it. Credit and all that kind of stuff, not a problem for me.
Thurman said he's not afraid to let his O go. Do you believe that after the negotiation situation?
Nah, I don't believe that. But you trying to get something started. You trying to get something started over here. You know what?
No,
you know what?
Props to Kenny for recognizing that.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you what Keith is thinking. But I can only speak for us. It's just like him asking, we feel we get the right credit. We're here. Give us credit for being here. Hashtag I'm here.
I gotta do this. Manny Pacquiao said yesterday.
No,
it is now.
It can be now.
Yeah.
Pacquiao said that a lot of people are coming up to him and telling him that he won the Mayweather fight. What do you think about that?
No.
We said that like Floyd when they asked Floyd would he fight Shawn. No.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I watched him train. I've trained with him, top to bottom. I'm going to always support him, but in that fight, he did not win. Floyd was able to do to him what he has been able to do to most fighters, which is control them, dictate what happens in the fight, and outbox them and win.
Angel Garcia commented on your fight with Porter, saying that kind of like he didn't understand why you guys were fighting each other when you guys could be fighting a Salka, he said. What's your take on that, and why is it that you want these big fights?
Yeah, you don't get anything from Salka. You don't get anything.
Hey, I work with Salka. Don't put Salka down.
What he meant, right? Yeah.
And I'm a top 5 fighter, so in my mind, it makes sense that you only fight top 5 competition. You will get paid top 5 money, and you keep it moving. I think that Angel may be looking at a situation where he's wanting to get more bang for his buck, but not really to get it, not willing to let his fighter get in there and take those bangs that it is required from the guys that are worthy of fighting him. So.
You seem kind of an old school type of fighter where you do want these big challenges. Obviously, Broner last, Porter now. Yeah. Are you what's the deal with this era where fighters are sometimes just kind of cool with 1-2 tunas before a big fight?
I'm fighting Porter. I know what you meant. I think it's just how I was raised. I was raised to always compete, to always be number one, whether it was running up a hill or turning in my test first. You know what I mean? So I think with that mentality, when you move into the pros, I honestly thought that, man, I was just going to fight, make money, and be a star. I didn't realize all the business that goes into boxing, and I know a lot of people on the outside don't realize the business that goes into it. So without me recognizing that business and just knowing that I have to fight, I'm going to make money, and everything's going to be good, that's all I know. So you talk about millions and millions and pay-per-view this and contract that. That's where he comes in. I allow him to do his job. I don't get frustrated with him not doing his job because I know it's going to get taken care of, and I just worry about being ready for my fight. That's it.
Why aren't you in the WBC eliminated?
Man.
He will eliminate the guys that's in that tournament. That is the reason why.
He's the eliminator.
Why?
I'll get that. I'll get that belt. I'll get it.
Why was he dropped from the top 25 of the IBF after one fight? Because they didn't ever want him to rematch Kell Brook. Point blank and simple. You know what I mean? There's no shade in, covering that up. I know that. They know that. I called him up and I said, hey, why isn't the kid in the top 25? He was your champion 6 weeks ago, and he's not in the top 25. Oh, well, the guy stuttered and said, give me your phone number, I'll call you back. It's been over a year, you haven't called me back. You haven't called me back, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need to fight this guy for this belt, we just need to fight this guy. We don't need to fight Danny for a belt, we just need to fight Danny. We don't need to fight Andre Berto or any of these other top fighters, you know what I'm saying? We want to fight Tim Bradley because Tim Bradley is a great fighter.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter. That's why we want to fight him, not because he has a belt. You keep the belt. We got the thing at home with, with all the belts in it. I ain't got no more room, and I'm not buying another one to put because it's gonna make my house look bad. So, you know what I mean? I'm serious. They told me today, we got a photo shoot for Shawn. Bring the belt. We're not bringing them belts. We're not carrying them belts around, man. That don't mean nothing to us like that. You know what I mean? What really matters is the competition, the person you're fighting, and proving that you're great. Going up against that guy. You know what I mean? When you turn on the TV and you watch Michael Jordan against Larry Bird or Larry Bird against Magic Johnson, that was what it was about. Who was the great player? You know what I mean? It was a game, but
it became more than just a
who was the
game.
greatest?
Yeah.
So, this is a championship belt on the line, no doubt. But it's all about who's the best and proving their best and moving on to take on the best after that. The greater fighters. And Angel, that's his opinion, so I know right now he has no interest in letting his kid fight my kid. Point blank and simple. He don't have no interest in that.
What would happen if that fight happened?
We'll beat him. We'll beat him. He will get beat. He will get beat bad. You know what I mean? He will get beat bad. Keith Thurman's coming to do one of three things. He's coming to run, box, or hold, but he ain't coming to fight. He's going to take one of those three options.
Reaction punches, and I watch what he's doing in the first round compared to the sixth round. What slowed down, what picked up, what changed. You know what I mean? So all of that, because it will come to play in the actual fight. I've learned for myself, that there are certain rounds where I do tend to take off. So when we're working, we work on keeping the gas, actually putting more gas on the pedal in those certain rounds. That way it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's little things that we all do that we're gonna watch for, look for, and take care of on fight night.
Who is Al Heyman?
I don't know.
Who is he?
Who is he?
Who is he?
Well, we know who he is, obviously, but who is he?
He's Kaiser Sose. He's the man behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz.
How important has he been to the sport of family?
You know what? He plays a minimal part in what we do. Very minimal. I'm being honest with you. We're not gonna be on TV talking about, because he does just what he's supposed to do, and he doesn't interfere or he doesn't call and give us directions or directives about anything. He believes in what we're doing. He supports what we're doing, and we're efficient in that. We don't need to call and ask for much, or he doesn't need to break his stride or things he's got going on. So we don't have any, we don't really have any interaction with him.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. Adrian Broner.
You know, he's a guy that performs with the cameras on. You know what I mean? But, you know, like he said to me a couple of weeks ago in California, he had to look across the room and say, is it all right? Can I, you know, trying to give me the high sign. Is it all right? Can I come over there and talk to you? Yeah, come on over. He came over, you know, and he said, you know, can we get back to like we used to be when we used to play basketball together and stuff like. He was 14 years old playing basketball with me. So what he's doing for you guys means absolutely nothing to me. What he says or does to me in person is what's real. Now, the things he said, you know, leading up to the fight and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Or the things he said for the cameras and things like that. Does he really, really have a problem with me? No, he don't have a problem with me. Do I have a problem with Adrian? No, I don't. There's no animosity. There's no disrespect going on, anything like that in person. You know what I mean? So the camera situation, when the cameras come on, he becomes an actor.
Okay, you said it's going the distance, but a good performance. What do you think?
I think the same. It's definitely going to go the distance. I don't see Adrian really coming after him like that. And even if he does, you know, Ashley's not new to this. He knows how to protect himself. He knows how to survive.
Tough fighter.
I think, yeah, he's a tough fighter.
We sparred with him before.
I don't think he's overmatched, but I do think that he's on the short end of the stick.
Last question. Amir Khan recently put out a statement today saying, hey, I was negotiating with Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao's people. He came very close to getting this Pacquiao fight. If it did happen, who would win? Khan, Pacquiao?
I'd say Manny. Manny's been more busy.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the guy that's been fighting a little bit more and done a little bit more. And Manny might even get a knockout in that fight.
Were you guys in camp with them at the same time?
In camp at the same time, but we've never sparred with him.
With Amir?
Yeah, we've never sparred.
But were you able to see,
we were there. I even had other guys that sparred with him, but we never sparred.
When he sparred Manny, how was it?
We never seen it.
Yeah.
They never did that in front of us.
A big fight on the horizon is...
How challenging or how difficult was it to get in the ring and you couldn't really monetize and capitalize the Broner win?
Meaning, you mean being out so long?
Yeah,
is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
You know what? If we were really the guys that thought about getting credit for something, that would mean something to us. But honestly, we knew way before this fight happened or anything, you know, before the result of the fight came out, we knew that it was going to be hard to get another fight afterwards. This is not new to us. This is something that we've had to deal with, even in the amateur system, where we were, you know, paying guys to bring people into boxing in the amateurs. So, you know, in the amateurs, he had to do whatever he could do to get fights. If that meant fight at light heavyweight, he did. If that meant fight at heavyweight, he did. If that meant fight at super heavyweight, he did, on an Adrian Broner show in Cincinnati, and stopped the guy that was over 200 pounds. So Adrian knew all that going into the fight. He wouldn't tell you guys that, but he knew all that going into the fight. He's sitting at home watching Shawn beat a Edwin Rodriguez or beat a Danny Jacobs. He knew he had no chance with Shawn. That's why we had all the antics during the fight and the holding and the wrestling and the craziness that goes on to try to throw Shawn off from his game. And it worked in the 12th round where Shawn just came out thinking, well, he's not going to do nothing. He hasn't done nothing the whole fight. And he got caught with a shot. And, you know, we invite Keith to throw that same punch or, you know, try it, you know, every round if you can, or anybody we're fighting. If you think we don't have a chin, you bring some. When you bring some, you're going to get some. So we weren't frustrated from that standpoint. From a standpoint of looking forward, since you brought that out, you know, we have to take care of business March the 12th. And after we take care of business March the 12th, then we'll have more weight to stand on and say, hey, we need to be fighting sooner. We need to be fighting, you know, on a larger scale, whatever that might be.
Thank you for giving us an hour of your time.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
For real, square business, real talk. I've only just begun. Talk to him, real talk.